Hi, everybody. Happy Friday Talk towards the end of June 2018. This is Marcus, and I hope you are doing wonderful. I hope you're doing really, really good. Today, I'm going to put this out there too. I watched this beautiful TED Talk from this doctor a psychologist who had been looking into how we're programming our brains. And I could relate so much to both how I program my brain, and I think hopefully you can relate as well. So, thought of the day, today's talk is about rewiring and reprogramming our brains to look for the positive. Because what happens when we start looking for the negative everywhere we look is that, like you know, through media, through social media and through regular media, which is newspapers, TV, radio, our brains are receiving information that the world is a bad place. We will receive information that there's war going on here, there. This president did that and that and that and that. That was terrible. This person did that and that and that and that. That was terrible. This happened there and there. That was terrible. This airplane fell down. That was terrible. And, you know, for many countries, I'm not talking about any particular country, but many countries are going to say, and immigrants do this and that. They don't act like we do. So therefore they are bad. Or they create havoc. They do this and that. But the more we take in that kind of news, the more our brain is being programmed to see the world according to those news or to the information that we're getting. So, for example, like say I'm out foraging in the forest for food and I start finding mushrooms or something. Well, my brain will immediately connect, here's mushrooms, I can eat those, I can live off of those. So I'm going to start looking for mushrooms. And the same thing kind of happens with negativity. Like say I'm out in the forest and some animal out there chasing me. Well, my brain is going to start scanning for that negative animal, for that potential fear. That is sort of how our brains work when it comes to regular society as well. When we receive joy from something or satisfaction, our brains will be looking for that. Or when we receive, you know, any kind of other input, like I said, a negative response, as in fear or anger, our brain starts looking for that because it feels like it's threatened. So that's what these pieces of news are really doing to us. They make us think we're threatened, we're being threatened, which, you know, makes us look for more things that could potentially threaten us or people we love. What our goal is, what my goal becomes, is to start looking for, you know, actually disconnecting a bit from media. Realizing that, yes, even though maybe it's true, whatever they're reporting, that's only a tiny fraction of the world. What's going on in the world is so much bigger than that person did this and that thing, that president said this and that thing, this and that is happening over there. The world is so much more. And we are getting reported a very tiny percentage of what's happening in the world. It's coming to us. So we don't see the world the way it is. And so many times I hear people saying, oh, the world isn't what it used to be. It's not like it was before. I'm here to tell you, yes, it is. We're just seeing things differently. We're seeing everything differently. But the world is the same. It hasn't changed in 30 years. Not that way. So I would encourage you and myself to, first of all, disconnect from media a little bit. Don't watch those news all the time. Don't read that paper every day. And don't live in that fear that creates, because it's creating fear that's not relevant to you at the moment. It may be relevant at some other time, but your daily life actually gets worse from watching these news. It doesn't get better. And the same thing goes for social media. Start clicking on gratitude. Start looking for positive information. And make yourself a gratitude list. I mean, this is suggestions. These are suggestions. I'm sorry that I get on this soapbox. But it's a very dear subject to me. I feel like we are being pumped full of information that is feeding negativity, and it's feeding the fear of the world. You know, feeding aggression. You know, and we need to feed ourselves with love and positivity. That's where meditation comes in, the silence that we can find deep within, centering ourselves, that is a zero place. And that becomes a positive place. So we can pick and choose. We can recognize, that makes me scared. Why? Do I need that or not? This is not about not acknowledging what's happening in the world. More staying true to you, staying where you are. All right, so that's the talk today. Hopefully, I'll talk to you soon again, next week. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon.